Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a versus because since this is the month of Halloween, I felt like it would be appropriate to versus some Mickey Mouse stuff. And we are going to be versing the Mad Doctor, Lonesome Ghost, and Runaway Brain. All three of these movies are Halloween themed, and technically not all of them were released on Halloween. In fact, all of them aren't even released around Halloween month. Sad. But still, they are pretty creepy stuff. So, with that said, let's get to this and see which one's better. So, keep in mind, I was trying to find all the Rotten Tomato stuff, and they couldn't really find that for some reason. I don't know what happened. So, let's talk about the Mad Doctor. So, the Mad Doctor was distributed by Unit Artist Pictures. Production company is Walt Disney Productions. It was released on January 21st, 1933. And it's about this title character, the Mad Doctor, who kidnaps, Mickey's dog Pluto. And Mickey tries to rescue him before the doctor can perform his experiment. Something to do with the chicken in order to see if a puppy will hatch from the egg. Ooh. And basically, Mickey tries to save Pluto. Eventually, he does. So, yeah, that's nice. And you know what? The Mad Doctor has some interesting stuff. But the next two movies actually improved from this original concept. Because, this one, while it's still a good movie, I would say from this perspective, it was like, I want to say like average reviews. But I think... And the reason why I'm saying average review is because, they didn't actually really, people didn't like it back then because it was kind of too scary for kids. Okay, so next up is, what I just mentioned, Lonesome Ghost. And, basically, this was released on December 24th, 1937 on Christmas Eve. I don't understand why they did that, but... oh well. It was distributed by RKO Radio Pictures. Its production company was Walt Disney Productions. And actually, this is the second time recording this because my dad was calling me and it ruined the entire thing. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a new recording because I feel like if I edit it anyways, it wouldn't look nice. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. So it's basically Goofy, Mickey, Donald, all come to this house to drive out 4 ghosts from a haunted house, but it was actually the ghosts who called them, because maybe they can spook them a little if they wanted to. Things don't go that well, because they all go insane, and they even scare out the ghosts at the end, which is actually pretty neat. And this is also the first time, Goofy used one of the catchphrases, "Something wrong here?" And I found this on Wikipedia. I know Wikipedia isn't that accurate, but whatever. I feel like it's true. So yeah, this is basically what you expect. It's basically them trying to scare away the ghosts. And while I like the concept, I feel like the next one I'm going to show is much better. But I definitely think it has a good concept. On Rotten Tomatoes, it is on 67%. And I'm going to keep it there because I feel like it's easier to, do, and I can mark, that one's the only one with Rotten Tomatoes. That's the only one I can find on Rotten Tomatoes. Sorry. Alright, so Runaway Brain, I've actually seen, a video clip, a little kind of video of this. It was released on August 11, 1995, from, before they showed a kid in King Arthur's, court. It was distributed by Wayne Vista Pictures Distribution. Its production companies are Walt Disney Pictures and Walt Disney Feature Animation. And basically, Mickey is basically playing Snow White, and Minnie is upset because tonight is the anniversary of the first date. I don't think it's their first anniversary. But so Minnie is upset, so Mickey comes up with a plan for a last-minute idea, but Minnie notices the Hawaii one instead. So Mickey freaks out, like, oh God. Luckily, there's a doctor that can help. Dr. Franken Nolan. And will give enough money for Mickey. Fortunately, it's a trap. It was all fake all along. And he basically has to merge the monster. There's a monster. Petey. Things don't go so well. But yeah, they basically switch brains, and it's a creepy concept. Yeah, and I absolutely like that because it makes the Mickey thing super dark and edgy. And in fact, this movie was like so scary that they eventually like try not to show it to basically movies ever since then. They did get mixed reviews, and I understand that concept, but I absolutely love that kind of premise. And it was actually the last original Mickey Mouse theatrical animated short until Get a Horse. And while it was like it wasn't seen on Disney Plus. It's not even seen on Disney Plus once. Because they just try to dump it and leave it out dust. But it was still a good movie. In fact, it was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film, but it never happened. After deciding for a little while, I feel like Runaway Brain is definitely the winner. Because I feel like it is one of the most creepiest Mickey ideas I have ever seen. It's a comedy horror, like, film that, like, you wouldn't expect from a Mickey short. And, you know, it's much more clever than Lonesome Ghost and the Mad Doctor. And I definitely think it's the best film, Halloween Mickey film that I've ever seen. And I feel like it's the best one out of them all. That concludes our version of Battle playlist. Actually, no, we could just call it the Battle series, but whatever. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Goodbye. And come back next time for more Halloween content. Sorry.